Let me ask you, I have a couple things in my mind that I want to talk about, but is there anything specific that you guys are struggling with when it comes to mindset or like structuring, scheduling, anything that you might need you want to talk about? You guys can be vulnerable. If not, I can just rip something, but I want to see what you guys, if there's anything specific.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I struggle. I mean, I have a kid. He's 3. Name is Aiden. Love him to death. Right.
Love
I
it.
tend to struggle. I tend to struggle with, priorities with with the family, and then kind of shifting into the work guilt. Like, hey, I need to focus on this, but also focus on the family at the same time. Right. So that's some things that I struggle with. And then, if it's not directly on my calendar, like if I don't put like, hey, do this at this time, then, odds are I'm not going to get to it. Right. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love that, man, because I honestly think that's a huge problem. Not a problem, but like a thing that everyone faces is like what doesn't get scheduled doesn't really get done, right? Like with family, with work, like if we just wake up and we just hit the ground running, we're kind of reactive to the world. We're reacting to what happens to us versus like planning and being proactive. Do you know what I mean?
mhm.
So for me, like I plan my days out every day at the beginning of the day. Do you plan out your day by chance or just
Yeah, I try to do it the best I can. Sometimes things come up where you have to make quick changes, but for the most of my days, I try.
so let me show you some this I'm very granular, like very like specific on my time. I like to time block. So this might be helpful. Can you guys am I still sharing my screen? Let me see. Okay, I'm not sharing my screen. So this might help. This might be overkill as well, but I'll show you guys what I do. All right, let's see. Can you guys see my Google Calendar? It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. So what I like to do, guys, like I like to plan out everything, especially like with business the way I am. Like a lot of things get scheduled on your calendar. So if you don't have it blocked out, like people are going to be able to schedule things on your calendar. So I'm a big fan of Google Calendar. So I have my life split up into a couple different categories. You have spiritual, okay? That's like church, family. That's like church, God. I have family, and I have self, and then I have work. Like those are the four categories, right? So I color them. So family is red. All right. So I say I schedule time because for me specifically, for my like you have your kid. I have a baby too. She's 2.5. So I actually like every morning I like to I let my wife sleep in. She takes the night shift and I take the morning, and I take the baby, wake the baby up, get her ready. So that's red, and I have it scheduled out, right? I like to wake up early. I don't know if you guys have ever read the book called The 5 a.m. Club, but I started waking up at 5 o'clock every day. And I really enjoy it because it's a period of solitude, a period of time that I can reflect and take care of myself. So what that looks like is, I wake up, I do specific things, like I exercise. I have a specific routine. We can get into that if we want, but I block off. I put 4:45 just because sometimes I do wake up a little bit earlier. But anyway, so I wake up, and that's self, and I color that yellow, right? And then I have that on a reoccurring schedule. So every morning I'm waking up. One thing that allowed me to wake up consistently that like was a game changer, because I always struggle with waking up early, because I would wake up early like Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends I'd sleep in, and then it would throw me all off by Monday. So I just started waking up no matter what at 5 a.m., whether I'm on vacation, whether it's the weekend, doesn't matter, just same time. And that's what enabled me for the last like 4 or 5 years to just be consistent with waking up early. Now, again, I do it specifically because I like to read, I like to meditate, I like to talk to God, I like to pray, I like to do these things. And I find that I cannot do those things effectively or good after like 7 or 8 o'clock, because I can't read with my baby. I can't really go like write or pray. Like I can't do those things for myself after when everybody's awake. It's just not very
Right.
easy. There's
Too
not
many
possible.
distractions.
It's too many distractions. Like, and I have a I want to get vulnerable with you guys because I think it's important. So I one of my mentors a couple years ago, he told me that having a therapist is like a good thing that a lot of entrepreneurs have, because we deal with a lot of ups and downs and feelings that like we need to talk to someone about. So I got a therapist, and the therapist has really helped me out. And I guess the reason why I can't remember where I was going to go with that, but I got a therapist because it's like, it's very helpful. And this therapist has helped me to like kind of see that I can't like do productive things around other people, around my family. Like I can't do me things like read, pray, like work out around my family. It's not possible. Like you got to be able to compartmentalize your time. So that's why I'm so big on this, is because I can't multitask and I can't like mesh work with my kid. It's not, I'm going to get mad at my kid. Like if I'm trying to like cold call or make an offer or do anything to work and my baby's trying to talk to me, like it's just not effective or possible. So I hope that helps you guys understand like why I brought up the therapist, because I'm saying he really helped me understand like you got to compartmentalize your time. You can't mesh stuff or you're going to be ineffective. Brandon, were you going to say something? I saw like your mute was going off or something.
No, sorry, just my wife.
Okay.
She made me lunch. She's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So compartmentalizing your time is huge, and time blocking is big. So anyway, so we have family, and I like to time block my family at the, like, obviously as much as I can, like in the times I need. You definitely need time for yourself. Like if you don't have time for yourself, get it. And I find you can get that most easily in the morning. Not so you have yourself, that's yellow, you have red, that's family, then you have blue. I mark blue for work. Work for me happens between anywhere from like 8:30 to 5. Sometimes I get off early. I try to get off early. I try not to work on Fridays. I know not everybody has that luxury, but for me, I feel like if I can get my work done in between Monday and Thursday, I'm a lot more effective doing that. And then instead of just 5 days a week, I feel like the 5 days a week work is like what they used to do back in the day. Like there's actually a book that talks about like the 5-day work week was built just around like trying to like assembly lines and getting people to just do.
Yeah, I've read that.
Yeah. Just trying to get them to do specific things. But like we're on a different age, right? We're a lot more using our brains more than just trying to produce like mechanically. So working 4 days a week, that's pretty, if you can do it, do it. And then I think God is really important. I don't know if you guys are religious or anyone that will watch this is religious, but I like going to church, and I think devoting time to God. Now, if you're not religious, I would recommend you need a day off. And God, if you're religious, God said the Sabbath is a day of rest. And why did he do that? Well, God created the world in 6 days and he rested on the seventh. If God needs the rest from his labor, so do we. I think it's huge. Whether you're religious or not, you need some time to unplug, and you need some time to rest, because you can't chop a tree down with a dull axe. So if you're just going 7 days a week, just hammering and working, you're not going to be efficient and effective. So take a day off for rest. So I don't know if this is helpful for you guys to see, but I like to compartmentalize my time between family, God, self, and work. Those are the 4 things, and plan it out.
Yeah, I love that. I need to get more details in that area. Now tell me, how did you transition to, I know you said you did that book. How did you start waking up at 5 a.m. every day? Because I'm a night owl. I like staying up late. That's generally where most of my me time comes from.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting, because I used to be the same way, right? I was like, oh, do my things at night. And by the way, can you guys, I stopped sharing my screen, but can you guys still see me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what I started doing, because I struggled for the longest time waking up early, is it takes like maybe a week or two of just like pain and not feeling good. But you have to basically, if you wake up at 5, consistently and you just do it and you push through the pain, you're not really going to be able to stay up. Like you're going to be tired around like 9 or 10. And if you do it consistently, so it's just a reset. You just have to, if you go to bed at 12 and you're like, I'm gonna wake up at 5, that day is not going to be like the best day. You're going to be tired, but you're going to be ready to go to bed earlier than you normally do. Does that make sense, Brandon?
Definitely.
So it's a reset. And man, I'm telling you, if you guys have not woken up early or consistently, it's a game changer. Like to wake up and the world is quiet, no one's texting you, no emails. It's just you and the stillness. You go for a walk, you go work out. Like it's peaceful. It's amazing. And I actually moved out to Canada. I live out on the farm. So when you wake up early, like at like 10 o'clock or sorry, 5, there's like nothing going on. It's just beautiful. It's like, I look forward to it every day, you know?
Yeah, that's amazing. I saw that you moved out there too. Really beautiful farm.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's beautiful out here, especially in the summer, springtime, summer in Canada. In the winter, it's terrible. It's so cold. But so that's the reset. The 5 a.m. Reset is just and staying consistent with the early. And it doesn't have to be 5 a.m. It could be 5:36, whatever it is. But it's just you gotta grin and bear it for the first couple of days, and then you'll get used to it. And staying consistent with that time, even on the weekends, like no matter what vacation, like that's how it becomes a habit. I think a lot of people struggle with waking up early because they look at the weekends as a time to like sleep in, and that's just like that's why I never got consistent with it ever, because I would always just like use the weekends to sleep in. But yeah, that's a good question. Do you have any other, Matthew, do you have any questions, or Brandon, do you have any other questions? I do have kind of my routine I can share with you guys too. I feel like you'd probably benefit from seeing what I do in the morning.
Yeah, throw that at us.
Okay. How about you, Brandon? Before I throw that at you, do you have anything specific?
No, man, let's go with that.
Okay. So let me pull this up really quick. So these are the things that I specifically do each morning that have blessed my life. And I got this routine from like a high-level entrepreneur. He wrote a book called The Leader Within Us. He's like 85 years old. He's just a guy that like worked at the White House. His name's Warren Rustin. And what I like to do is I like to get like different routines from different people and piece it together and see what works best for me. So I don't think there's one routine or one structure that is better than the other. It's really what you can commit to and what you can stick to. But it is proven that any high level person, it's not just like by chance or like by luck. Like they are successful because they're committed to specific routines and rituals that they do every day that get them ahead of the competition. So like having a routine, I would say is paramount to succeeding as an entrepreneur. And just being a better person, like building that character. Like you're going to be far ahead if you can consistently do something over and over again and be diligent and disciplined with it, than if you just kind of go through life just like the wind, just like whatever happens, go with the flow, you know? So let me pull this up really quick. I got so many files. Where is this thing? There it is. All right, cool. All right, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but I actually like came out with a book. It's like on Amazon. It's published on Amazon. I'll show you guys. Yeah, so this is a book that I made. It's like my routine and like my planner. Like I plan out my life by 90-day increments or like every quarter, and it's all centered on like Jesus Christ, like being like Jesus, because I'm religious. But yeah, this is the book, and I'm about to show you guys a little bit about it. It's just a way to like plan your life around like 90-day goals. Anyway, so here it is. And if any of you guys want this, like, again, you don't have to be religious or believe in Jesus to use it, but it does help you plan out your life around specific quarterly goals. So let me show you my daily routine. Where is it? Right here. Okay, here it is. So this is kind of like what my morning routine looks like. It's very, very like, it's a lot, right? So don't feel like you guys need to do this. Just like take maybe one or two things out of it. But what I like to do every morning when I wake up is I open up my planner. I got it right over there. Like I like to write on paper. I feel like we're like in the digital age, a lot of people are losing the importance of writing things down. When you write things down, like something happens in your mind and your body, like you compartmentalize, not that word. You internalize things. Like when you write, you remember more. So I write down on paper. I get up, and one of the first things I do is I ask myself, why am I alive today? Why has my life been preserved? What is my purpose today? Right. And I write that down every day. So, and that usually comes down to like to live for others. Like I believe that the purpose of life isn't just to take care of yourself. It's to support and love others. So that's like my purpose every day, pretty much. Live for others, serve others. I track what time I woke up so I can kind of be accountable to what time I wake up every day. Today I woke up at 5:20. How many hours I slept. Usually I get like seven hours of sleep. Did I drink my water? Did I pray? All right. So right here, then I call this like the 10-10-10, right? So you have 1 minute of asking yourself, why am I alive today? And then you take the next 10 minutes to do these things. So it's like a 30-minute routine that is like non-negotiable. That's what I try to do every day. So first thing I do is I like to pray. All right. If you don't, again, not religious, meditate, take time to reflect. I use this time to pray, and I walk it, like I go for a walk. I kneel down and pray. I thank God for what I have, and I ask for things that I need, right? Or meditate, whatever you want. The next thing I do is I study the scriptures. Again, if you're not religious, read a good book, right? But I like to read the Word of God. I like to read the Bible. I like to read scriptures because I feel like that's a lot of wisdom in there, and that helps me. So 10 minutes doing that, and then a 10-minute gratitude journal. All right. Those three things, if you do those three things every day, I feel like you're just going to be leaps and bounds beyond, not just like successful as a person, but just like your character, just like you feeling confident in yourself and being able to like tackle anything the world throws at you. Because like gratitude, it's proven that gratitude like makes people happier. If you can look at life and Matthew, you've done a great job of this. Just us talking this more like at the beginning of this call, you told me like, hey, taking one thing at a time, being grateful for what you have, looking at the bright side of things, like that's huge. Not a lot of people do that, right? They don't take the time to do that. So speaking positively out loud, specifically writing it down. Those are the main three things that I do. And when it comes to the gratitude journal, what I like to do is I like to write three things I'm grateful for. Just three things. Like I'm grateful for my cat. I'm grateful for my dog. I'm grateful for my wife, whatever, right? Three things at least. Then I write 3 wins that I had the previous day. What happened yesterday that was nice. Like yesterday I went out to eat with my daughter and my wife and it's my birthday tomorrow. So we went there and we said, hey, we're eating here for my early birthday. And they gave me a free dessert. It was an amazing molten lava cake. And I'm grateful for that. Like that's a win. I had a molten lava cake. I don't know if you guys ever had those, but those are amazing. They got like the ice cream on top. They got the chocolate. It's so good. And 3 wins. And then, cause I usually journal about my gratitude is like what happened the previous day. I do it in the morning. And then I write 3 things that I'm grateful that will happen. And that's a really cool exercise. If you guys haven't done this, if you guys can write 3 things that you're grateful that will happen in your life, you can manifest what you want to happen. And it's true. Like it's actually incredible. Like if you can sit down and do this and you keep track of like your gratitude journal, you keep track of your goals. Like I was reading through my goals from 2019. My goal was to live on a farm in Canada, to have a house, to be debt free, to be mortgage free, and live near family. So that was 2019. That's when I first started wholesaling. Didn't have a lot of money, but didn't have a lot of success. Fast forward 6 years, all those things came true, right? Like debt free, mortgage free, live in Canada, like on a farm, like, and that's not just I got lucky, right? It's because I wrote down and I visualized what I wanted, and I involved my wife, I involved God in doing those things. So I promise you guys, whatever you want in life, if you plan it and you're clear about what you want, you're going to get it. Because again, I believe God is gracious. I think He's going to give you what you want, even if it's not good. Like if someone wants something bad and that's all they think about and that's all they dream about and that's all they go pursue, they're going to get bad stuff. And if you want good stuff, you're going to get good stuff. It's just like the secret, right? If you guys ever heard of the law of attraction. So that's why I think it's really important to do these three things. I'm not going to get too in depth unless you guys want to know more about what else I do, but any questions on those three things? Do you guys do any of those things? Do you want any feedback on those things? Let me hear what you guys got.
No, that looks great. I'm going to have to implement those.
Yeah, let's pick one. Let's pick one, and maybe next week we can talk about it. Matt, what's one thing that you would think you could commit to, or you would have the biggest, I guess, lever would have the biggest leverage in your life, like out of these three things we went over?
Well, when you said study the scriptures, I was like kind of like organizing in my mind. Some Bibles have it organized where it's like you pick a subject, and then you can go to like different parts of the gospel and be
Right.
have those thoughts or those types of ideas reinforced. So I was
Exactly.
like, I need to give me one of them Bibles.
Yeah. I would definitely invite you to do that. Because like if you just studied prayer, like how prayer was taught in the Bible, like that alone would help you. Like I think that would be huge. Because like Jesus taught, right? He taught that like whatsoever thing that you desire, if you pray and ask with faith, like you'll receive it. And I think it aligns the same thing with the law of attraction. Like for people who don't believe in spiritual things in God, like if you think it, if you manifest it, like if you believe it, you'll get it. And this is like a quote I really like about it. It says, thought is the seed of action. So whatever you think, it's like you're planting a little seed that is going to become action. So if you're always thinking about wholesaling or real estate, like you're going to get into it, right? Eventually, if that's all you think about. So it all aligns, right? And I honestly think we're getting like kind of into more religious stuff, but I honestly think like most self-help books are just like the gospel or religious texts or religious teachings, like masked in like self-help. Like if you read like the scriptures, it's mainly that's all it is. That's all self-help stuff is, in my opinion.
Wonderful.
My opinion too. It's pretty spot on.
Sorry, Brandon, what were you saying?
I said that's pretty spot on. It's pretty
Yo,
much the
what?
same thing.
Dude, it's like the exact same thing. It's so crazy. Like I've read a lot of self-help books and I'm like, man, this sounds so familiar. Like they're just telling me to be positive, to love others, to like be clear on what I want. So anyway, it's pretty funny. So all right, so Matt, you said you could commit to getting the Bible and reading your scriptures 10 minutes a day. It'll change your life. So Matt, do you think that's something you could do?
My mic wasn't on. 100%.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it next week. Now, I invite you to get like a physical Bible. And honestly, I probably could send you one if you want a physical one. But you also can get it online. Like there's free Bibles. Like I prefer reading on like actual paper. But it's really, I don't know how you prefer it. I like to read with the actual book versus.
No, I like physical where you can like highlight and do other stuff like that.
You want me to send you a Bible? I can get you one for free. I know I can get you one.
Do you have one that's organized like I mentioned?
Yeah, so there's different Bibles. So the one that I'd be able to get you is the King James version. It's like the Old English, but they do have like a Bible dictionary in the back where you can look up specific terminology, like pretty much anything in there, and it will have like different scriptures that you could search.
I appreciate the offer, but there's something I have specifically in mind, and I probably won't use it unless I get the one that aligns with the way I think. So
all good. There's like a ton of different translations out there and versions, so it's all good. And Brandon, out of the three on here, did any of them like speak to you or anything that you're doing or that you wanted to start doing?
Yeah, I mean, God's very important in my life. So I love this planner. I'm actually gonna have to buy this planner off of Amazon because I think it's a great way to track everything. But one thing I kind of lack doing a lot of the times is, the gratitude journal and, and celebrating your wins more often, right? Normally it's like a win. For me, it's like, cool, we did that, on to the next, right?
Right.
It's important to celebrate those too, right? Because it's a huge, huge process. So that's something that I need to work on more for myself.
I love that you said that, and I would second that. I agree 100%. Like, my therapist also said, like, it's really stupid, right, to do this, but or at least like it feels weird. Like when you do something, you have to take time to like congratulate yourself to get you like so you appreciate it. So he actually says like when you do something hard, like you should give yourself like a high five. You should be like, all right, man, I did it. Like congratulations, because it's so interesting. Like a lot of us, we think we're gonna get that gratification like once we get to, for example, I'll use YouTube. Like I had a YouTube channel, 0 subscribers. When I got to, I was like, man, if I can get to 100 subscribers, I'll feel great. So I get to 100. As soon as I get there, it's like, okay, cool. Well, now I need 1,000, and now I need and my brother-in-law too. Like he was like, oh, my goal is to have $10 million like in my bank account. Now he's surpassed that, and he doesn't even recognize or like really appreciate that was his goal before. It's on to the next thing. So we really have to take time to reflect and appreciate where we came from and live in the gain and not like the gap of what we lack, but live in where we came from in the wins, right? Like you're
exactly saying. Yeah.
So this is my invitation to you, Brandon, and this shouldn't be too hard. Let me show you. All right. So what I would do, Brandon, is whether you get one online or you get one at a garage sale or whatever, like at the Goodwill, just grab a blank journal. Like this is the one I use, right? And it's kind of cool. It feels nice to have something that you write in. And all I do is I have different colors, right? So you have the things that you're grateful for, right? Then you have the wins in a different color, and then you have the things that you're grateful that will happen. So I have like tons of these, right? But that's how I would do it. 3 things you're grateful for, at least 3 wins, 3 things that you're grateful will happen. And you'll look back at this thing in 5 years and you'll be like, dude, I cannot believe that like what I was grateful for that happened. And I actually have like a documented account of it. And you'll be not that you're not grateful. I'm sure you're grateful, but it just changes your mindset, right? So I invite you to get one of these. 10, like I actually got this from my pops. Yeah, I just took it from my pop's house because he has a lot of journals, but it's like $10, right? Grab one of those. Cool, man. Well, that's pretty much what this call is about, guys. I want to be able to go every week and not only just talk about things that have helped me, but like to open it up into a discussion where we can kind of set goals, figure out how we can help each other progress. Because what I truly believe about business is it's more about who we are as our character, who we are as people that will help us succeed, not necessarily like what we're specifically trying to accomplish, right? Like the business of flipping houses or wholesaling or anything like that. Like entrepreneurship, I think it's about becoming the best version of ourselves, and then we will succeed at whatever we do. Like if for example, if the whole real estate like business or industry blew up and I had to do something else tomorrow, I'd be a little worried just because that would suck, but I wouldn't necessarily be worried because I believe in myself and I think I've built myself up where I can accomplish anything or take on any task no matter what happens. And I think that's what these calls are about for you guys is like, yeah, we're going to teach you the skills and everything you need to know, but it's more about you becoming who you need to be so you can handle anything that life throws at you, right?
100%.
Right on.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope to see you guys next week and on the call. And all right, Brandon, go get a journal, and Matthew, get the Bible and start studying that, and we'll talk about how that helped. And Brandon, for you on that call, book that battle plan call again. Go through the course, and let's hop on a call and talk about some of your wins and get on the same page.
Sounds good, Nathan. Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll see you on next week's call.
Take care, Nathan.